Where's slideshow? Thank you. I've done even now. Yeah, just put it on pause. Sorry. Yeah, thank you. So this morning I wanted to think about Psalm 23 because it was impressed upon me in one of the devotions that I was doing in the morning the other week. I do something called the Lectio 365 devotion, which 24/7 prayer team put out. And the theme was on Paul and Silas in prison, so it was on Acts 16, and this was the passage. About midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the other prisoners were listening to them. Suddenly there was a violent earthquake, and the foundations of the prison were shaken. At once the prison doors flew open, and everyone's chains came loose. The jailer woke up, and when he saw the prison doors open, he drew his sword and was about to kill himself, because he thought the prisoners had escaped. But Paul shouted, "Do not harm yourself, we're all here." The jailer called for lights, rushed in and fell trembling before Paul and Silas. Then he brought them out and said, "Sirs, what must I do to be saved?" And this is the bit that got me thinking about Psalm 23. With worship as their only weapon, Paul and Silas were set free from their chains and their prison cell. Hundreds of years before this event, when a huge army from Edom came to battle the tribes of Judah, Jehaziel told King Jehoshaphat, "Do not be afraid or discouraged. The battle is not yours, it's God's." So that's from Chronicles 20, verse 15, which says, "Listen, King Jehoshaphat, and all who live in Judah. This is what the Lord says to you. Do not be afraid or discouraged because of this vast army. The battle is not yours, but God's. Tomorrow, march down against them, and you will find them at the end of the gorge. You will not have to take up this fight. You will not have to fight this battle, but take up your positions, stand firm, and see the deliverance that God will give you." So Jehoshaphat trusted God and appointed men to sing songs of praise and worship, and put these singers out in front of the army. With worship as their only weapon that day, the army of Judah won an incredible battle. And the challenge was, what prisons am I in right now? What battles am I facing? What songs of praise and worship can I sing as my battle cry? And that got me thinking of a time when, a long time ago, I went to Israel with my friend, and we went on a potentially ill-advised safari in a dusty old Jeep with two fairly dodgy-looking blokes who were going to take us on some tour of significant places, biblical places. And one of, I'm still not sure whether we actually went to where we were supposed to be going, but anyway, the story still stands. We went out into the desert in this shaky, dodgy Jeep, and were taken into the middle of nowhere and set on a walk, because we were walking to the Kerith ravine, where Elijah was taken when he was hiding from Ahab to be fed by the ravens. And we walked for a mile. It was getting slightly more concerned that we were not being taken to where we thought, and also that we were woefully ill-equipped for the searing heat and the dry, arid, rocky conditions that we were walking through these hills to find this supposed ravine. So we were getting hot and tired and slightly anxious. In fact, my friend turned back and went to go and wait in the Jeep, which was a shame, because not long after she turned back, we did actually start to see a ribbon of green through the through the arid conditions, which look very, very similar to this. I had a picture of it, but it was so old, and I can't actually find it now, but it's so clear in my memory. It looked very like that. So mostly it was yellow, dry, and completely barren, but where the waters come in, there was a green patch of poop. And as we came around the next corner, we saw a cave very similar to this. It was a bit higher up because you could stand up in the cave. And it's obviously where the water over the centuries, millennia, had eroded. It made this kind of scooped out area where you could get the water, where there was greenery, and where it was cool. And it was such a sharp contrast to the dry, arid, slightly concerning environment. It was just such a relief. It was amazing. And as soon as I walked in there, I heard the words, "I will lead you beside still waters, I will restore your soul." And it was such an amazing and impactful moment that I remember it 30 years later when I'm challenged to think, what is my battle cry when I'm in a barren and difficult place? So I just wanted to share that with you this morning. And as I was thinking about it, I was thinking, well, it's, you know, just like God, isn't it? When things are tough and difficult, He gives you that kind of amazing strength and hope and endurance through moments like this. And if it hadn't been so dry and dusty and difficult and arid, that sweet relief of standing in that slightly damp, cool atmosphere wouldn't have been as impactful as it had been. So that was the powerful picture that I had, and this was the bit where in that Kerith ravine where it says, where Elijah said, God said to Elijah, "Leave here, turn eastward and hide in the Kerith ravine east of Jordan. You will drink from the brook, and I have ordered the ravens to feed you there." And it's just amazing to be part of something where the word of God really sprang to life off the page in those two fantastic ways. So I'll leave you with the actual song that came to my mind when I was standing in this lovely cave. I hope. He makes me lie in pastures green. He leads me by the still waters. Sorry, what do I need to do to get there?
Just right. Let's come on. All right, sorry about this. Okay. If this doesn't work this time, then I think.
Where is it? And I will trust in you. And I will trust in you. Your endless mercy follows me. Your goodness will lead me on. He guides my ways in righteousness, and He anoints my head with oil, and my cup will overflow with joy. So, final question is, what is your battle cry for the moment? I'm sure we've got lots of different ones in different circumstances. I'm sure Brian can think of a whole book of songs that have been impactful to him over the time, but I'd really be interested to hear what yours were. Okay, so thank you very much and have a good rest of the day.